Hey Timbers, I just wanted to come to you with a quick update and request. Last week, the BC government announced the phases of the restart plan, and next week, after the long weekend, we move into phase 2. This opens up a few new possibilities for gatherings. Not a lot, not enough that things are going back to the way they were before, especially where church is concerned, but still some new options of personal gatherings of people in groups up to 6 where you maintain your distance, of doubling your bubble, as they say, and joining with another family in closer interaction, and once again allowing gatherings of up to 49 people, again, in certain settings and under certain conditions. And so with these changes, we, the leadership team at Timbers, are having conversations about what does this mean for us? There are lots of possibilities and lots of creativity, and a number of you have come to talk to us already about your ideas and your thoughts, and we're really, really grateful. But we're keenly aware of two things. We're keenly aware that we can't do everything, and so we have to choose. And we're also aware that as we move into phase 2, not everybody among us is going to take that in the same way. So there are some people on one end of the spectrum who, even though there are more opportunities for interaction, are going to prioritize protecting the vulnerable individuals in their life rather than taking part in those new opportunities. On the other end of the spectrum, there are people who wanted this to be over the day after it started, which in some ways is all of us, but who are really excited for what's to come. And then there's people everywhere in between. And we don't want to move forward in such a way that we leave half of us behind. And so our staff team met today to spend some time in prayer and conversation, seeking to discern the priorities that God is calling us to. And we're going to continue to do that in the week and weeks to come. And we look at this, we're looking at it in a lot of ways the same way we did when this all started, which is that, you know what, we're going to take this one step at a time. We don't need to get it all figured out on day one. And where we start isn't going to be where we finish. We are going to try some things, and some of them will work, and some of them won't, and some of them will need to be adjusted along the way. And that's okay. That's how this has to go. We still have to decide where to start and what's most important to us. And that's where the request comes in. I'd like to invite you to dedicate some time to joining us in prayer over the next week before we have our next meeting on Tuesday the 19th, to cover over Timbers in prayer as we seek to move forward well into stage 2. And at the same time, as you pray and as you give thought to this, I would love to hear more of your ideas and more of your thoughts. And so you can get in touch with me, you can give me a phone call, you can drop me an email, send me a message on Facebook, whatever works best for you, to share your thoughts and where you're at and how you've been hearing the Lord in prayer as you seek Him in these things. And I would encourage you to take this opportunity too to reflect not just on your thoughts around Timbers, but on where you are each at personally. Where's your heart? How are you doing? What are you longing for? I have found that this past 2 months of quarantine has clarified a lot about what's really important, the things that I missed that I wouldn't have known that I would have missed, and what isn't important, the things that have slid by and I hardly notice them in comparison to the things that matter the most. And to hold that next to what you're thinking around Timbers, because as you recognize where your own heart's longing is, then you can connect that to us as a church and what this season can look like for us. So please join us in prayer, and please share your thoughts, the answers to prayer, and your heart's desires in the midst of this. I look forward to hearing from you, and more importantly, I look forward to all of us hearing from the Lord. For He does meet us and speak to us when we seek Him. So let's seek Him together. God bless, and amen.